Hey everybody, this is GGB coming into the. Oh, it's almost gonna be the second quarter, but it deleted a play again because I had to stop recording because my dingbat parents got home. What dingbats? But we're back. We're gonna record this first with the second quarter of MAC at the Big 12, and actually, factually. The back has been doing an absolute phenomenal job of staying in this ballgame. 7-10? I don't know if anyone expected to be 7-10 heading into the second quarter. I don't know if anyone expected the Mac to score a touchdown in this game. But Mahomes goes shotgun. He scans the field. The Mac bring a 5-man pressure. He throws it incomplete. Some very good defense on, it looks like, Tyler Lockett. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Unfortunately, we're not out of the first quarter just yet, but We'll get out of the first quarter soon. We'll be in the second quarter, the name of this episode, quite soon, I believe. But Mac's defense has been pretty solid so far. Big 12, Mahomes goes shotgun. They bring a 5-man rush, but he's able to find Mark Andrews this time. But it's going to bring up the second quarter, but it's going to be 3rd and 1. So big third down coming out of the quarter. It's a 7-10 ball game, so it's not huge, obviously, but it's going to be kind of interesting to see if this game turns into a defensive struggle, which I don't think anyone would have expected. Which defense is going to come up top? Because I got to say, Big 12 defense, MAC defense, hasn't been phenomenal so far this year. Neither of them have been great. So it looks like they're going to be bringing a blitz here. It looks like probably a 6-man pressure. They'll probably drop at least 1 man out of that. Drop 2. And it's ended up being a first down for Mark Andrews. Nice tackle by Jimmie Ward, but I'm sure if you're a Mac fan, it would have been nice. It would have been really nice to get the stop there. But, I mean, they've been able to keep the game close, which I don't think anyone expected this Mac defense to be able to do. Again, they forced a punt. I don't think anyone expected the Mac defense to force a punt. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a run here. It looks like the Mac's bringing a 3-man pressure unless they bring a blitz, which they could, but they don't. So Mahomes is going to have forever to try it, except for Khalil Mack almost sacked him. But they end up tackling Mahomes. And again, Mahomes has been rather productive on the ground. So is Joe Mixon. Holman actually picks up the tackle. So interesting player making the big-time play there. But, the Mac's going to have a lot of that. There's not a huge difference in talent amongst these players. So, I mean, it's not going to make a big deal who comes onto the field. So they bring a 5-man rush. They hand it off to Mixon, who picks up the first down and a little bit more, about 4 yards. But it's enough to pick up the first down. And TJ Carey actually makes the play on that play. So if you're a Mountain West fan, just on a side note, you're very happy with how this game has gone so far. If you're a Mac fan, you are too. Big 12 fans got to be shaking in their boots a little bit. I don't think anyone expected it to be this close, and it's going to be interesting what this Mac defense can do. They're going to try and rattle Mahomes. So they bring a 5-man rush. They hand it off to Mixon, who is tackled. It was a very good job at setting the edge that time. By 56, which I don't know who that Terrell Basham. So Terrell Basham is actually a decent player in the NFL. So that was actually I'm very impressed with the way he set the edge. That's a nice setting of the edge right there. Made sure he couldn't get around him, tackled him through the tackle. I mean, that's an extremely impressive play by Terrell Basham. So 2nd and 11, they forced a negative play for once. Again, if Khalil Mack, I think, gets a sack, he gets his little X-Factor thing. Another sack, he gets his little X-Factor thing. So, I mean, really hoping that if you're a Mac fan right now. So, Mahomes goes shotgun yet again. He has time. He scans it. He throws a pick. He's going. Oh, this might be a pick 6. Oh, can Tyler Lockett catch him? Can Tyler Lockett chase him down? He's going to get him down at the 3-yard line, but Jimmie Ward makes a big-time play for the Mac defense. What a play by Jimmie Ward. The Mac defense comes up big once again, and at the very least, the MAC will likely tie this game, maybe even take the lead on this next possession. What a chase down tackle, though, by Tyler Lockett. That was DK Metcalf-esque right there. Taylor Moton's also a very good offensive tackle. I forgot he was on this team. So, again, Brandon Brooks, Taylor Moton, if not horrible offensive line, which it's about the best you can say for the Mac. And the Mac could take the lead here. I mean, I don't know if anyone expected this. They've come out here, they've put up quite a fight, although I don't know if anyone cannot expect anyone to not put up a fight because this is an interesting formation. It's like they have, I think they might have 2 running backs and a fullback on screen. So they go run with Kareem Hunt. He's tackled for about no gain, and he's really gone nowhere. I think that's a large part to do with the offensive line, but I think the defensive line for the Big 12, they have some solid players. You look at Jerry Hughes, Emmanuel Ogbah, Kwiatkowski's a very solid run stopper, and Bruce Irvin's a pretty solid defensive tackle, I think, or maybe he's an offensive. Anyways, so they go run here with Kareem Hunt, and he's also quickly stuffed. Again, brings up a 3rd and goal, and that's just, this is going to suck if they don't get, it's going to really suck if you're a Mac fan, because you were that close to the end zone, and I'm about to say DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett chased you down, the other Seahawks receiver, chased you down and made that tackle. So they're going to go run here again with Kareem Hunt. They go run here again with Kareem Hunt, and he is again stuffed. Unfortunately, what a play. What a defensive stand by this Big 12 defense. You remember what that groan sound was? That was my dad getting injured in the pool. But Kareem Hunt just has been able to go nowhere against this Big 12 run defense, and that's what we kind of saw in the playing game. Again, you guys didn't get to watch that. I watched that myself. I want to know a little bit more about the teams and determine the seedings, but the Big 12 defense did a very good job. So Sam Sloman comes out to kick the field goal, see if he can put this one through the uprights. Had this ball game. I think that's number 7, if I remember correctly, is Cooper Rush. So I think Cooper Rush is the holder. And so Sam Sloman does put that one through. And it's a tie ball game in the second quarter. A tie ball game. Wow. That's just something that I did not expect in this game. It's just something I didn't expect. I got to be honest, I didn't expect the MAC to put up a fight. But I also didn't expect the Sun Belt to put up a fight last year. And the Sun Belt put up quite a fight against the FCS Division II, Division III team. But the MAC's a little bit better than that this year. Conference USA normally puts up a fight against the Big 12 as well. But I didn't expect the MAC to do it because the MAC have never put up a fight. Okay, so Tyler Lockett's going to return this one. He brings it up. He gets a lot of blocking. He honestly didn't face any resistance until about the 30-yard line. He gets tackled at the 31-yard line. So good field position for this Big 12 offense, but honestly, some mistakes here by Mahomes. Obviously, Mixon's been phenomenal today. 52 yards already, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. He's been absolutely dominating on the ground. Terrell Basham has that one nice play against him. But again, there's been very few bad plays for Joe Mixon. It's been an all-around pretty great night for Mixon. Now, Mahomes has made some mistakes. Now, that Sterling Shepard throw was wide open. He just walked in the end zone. So, 3-man rush here. It looks like I bet they bring a man off the edge. They do not. They bring a 3-man rush. Khalil Mack's chopped down. Mahomes throws it short to, I believe that's Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, with his first catch for the day. But a quick tackle, only 3 yards allowed on the play. And I think that's something I would do if I was Baltimore. Do a little bit more of that. If they're going away from the run, let them go away from the run and bring a 3-man rush. I mean, defensive tackle is not your strong suit as a team. So I don't know why you would necessarily want to play to another team's strength. If you bring more people in coverage, it gives you a better chance. Plus, you're not going to get much more pass rush with that 4th player. But they go 4-man rush here. Mahomes fires over the middle to Sterling Shepard. And Mahomes is having a pretty nice drive here, but again, I thought he was having a pretty nice drive last time before he ended up making that pretty huge mistake, crucial mistake, that ended up allowing the MAC to get a field goal. And again, as I said before, the defense for the Big 12 has been playing phenomenally, but what's really surprising, I kind of expected after the playing game for the Big 12 defense to play well. I did not expect the MAC defense to play well at all, because they didn't play well when I watched them play. So they bring a blitz here, he fires it, and he gets a pretty open Mark Andrews for about a 20-yard gain. That's a 19-yard gain, so he gets a 20-yard gain. But Mark Andrews has been huge, obviously, which is interesting because in Arizona, they really do not normally go to their tight ends. Jalil Addae picks up yet another tackle. He brought a blitz there. Perfect read by Mahomes, by the way. he saw where the blitz was coming from, fired over top of those guys, and got it to his man, Mark Andrews. Now, Mark Andrews has been their most explosive playmaker on offense, and I think most people would agree with that. So Mahomes goes shotgun here. They have Mark Andrews on the field. He scans the field. They almost got pressure on him and throws it short to Joe Mixon, who is absolutely upended. Absolutely flipped. Looked like a coin in the air with Joe Mixon, but he ends up picking the 5 yards anyway. Sean Murphy bunting. He flipped Joe Mixon like a little coin there. That was funny. But Mahomes goes shotgun again. Again, I don't think he's going to go standard the entire game. So they bring a 5-man rush here. They try to stop Mixon, and they kind of do, only force him to a 2-yard gain. And now, if you're the back defense, you're hoping you can hold him to a field goal. Steven Means with the tackle, so again, 100% he's healthy, so you don't have to worry about if the Mac moves on, whether Means can play. Means will be able to play in the next round. And if the Mac wins, by the way, the Mountain West fans are happy because they draw the ACC, and if there's no more upset. So Mahomes goes empty set, and he fires, and it was incomplete to Tyler Lockett. So, I mean, 4th and 2. 4th and 2. They're going to force this field goal here. I think that's Sean Murphy bunting, although it could not be. They have some pretty solid corners. That's probably their strength. Although they do have Khalil Mack, who's probably their best player. I don't think that's Sean Murphy bunting, now that I think about it. I think that's Jimmie Ward. I think that is Jimmie Ward. Oh, that's Darius Phillips. They have so many good corners that it's hard to know which one's which. They're actually going to go for it. 4th and 2. That's kind of Cliff Kingsbury thing. He does go for it a lot on 4th and 2, but this is a big play. Big play for the Mac defense, see if they can get a stop. They hand it off to Joe Mixon. He has the push. That 93 guy might have stopped him. Oh, my God. Single-handedly, I think that 93 guy, Doug Costin. I think Costin forced the turnover on downs. What a play. What a play by that defensive tackle, because he could have had it. It was there. And he fights off the center. And, I mean, defensive tackle is not the strength of this team, but he's able to get off Cody Whitehair, and he's able to make sure they don't get the first down, and I think not going for that field goal. Again, this game has turned into a little bit of a grudge match, and I think you have to take field goals where you can get them if it turns into a little bit of a grudge match. Normally, I'm all for going for it on 4th down, but if your offense is struggling, I feel like taking a field goal is the best situation there. Late in the game, probably would have gone for it, but right now, you didn't need to go for that, and you could have had an easy field goal with Justin Tucker. So, Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to go shotgun here. I don't think this is going to be a handoff to Kareem Hunt. He scans the field. He throws it to Tyler. I think that's Tyler Conklin. Another catch for the Conklin. But yeah, as I said, Tyler Conklin's going. If the Ravens want to succeed and the Mac wants to succeed, again, a large part of the Ravens in real-life offense comes from throwing it to the tight ends. And that's largely in part because Mark Andrews is such a great tight end, but it's also because they're a good target, and they don't have to go deep, and they have big bodies. So it's a lot of intermediate routes, and it works really well for the Ravens in real life. Conklin's going to be a big part of this offense, whether it's good or not. So just involve him. So Roosevelt Nix, I think, comes onto the field with Conklin at tight end, and I think you have the 2 wide receivers. They go run up the middle here with, I believe, Kareem Hunt again. And he is averaging less than 2 yards per carry, which is not great. But they pick up the first down regardless. Kareem Hunt got it. I feel like Kareem Hunt's biggest... you obviously have to run with him a little bit. But I think the major thing he contributes is his passing ability. He's a great passing back. So Mahomes has... Roethlisberger has time to scan the field. He's able to get it to Antonio Brown, who has been pretty solid here early on. He's remember, not the number 1 receiver. Kenny Golladay has yet to have a catch, number 19, by the way, if you want to look for him. But Antonio Brown obviously has that long touchdown. He has that play. Now, again, 2 receptions is probably the most for any player on this team. Tyler Conklin has 2. Antonio Brown has 2. I think Corey Davis only has 1. So, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of plays so far. Not a lot of passing plays have happened so far for this offense that have succeeded. So 1st and 10. I think this might be a run here, maybe. They haven't run the ball a lot. Yeah, they go run here with Kareem Hunt, who's able to probably pick up his most productive carry of the game. He gets to averaging 2 yards per carry, picks up 4 yards in that play. Jason Verrett with the tackle. And Jason Verrett, I think, is the number 3 corner on this team behind Xavien Howard and Chris Harris Jr. So he's probably going to play the slot corner nickelback position. So watch a little bit for Jason Brett. He's probably going to match up on a player like Corey Davis more often than not. So Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to take the snap here, hand it off. Actually, he's going to fake hand it off. Big Ben Roethlisberger is rumbling down the field. He gets 3 yards on the play. This is the most beautiful thing ever while watching the Mac offense, is being able to watch Big Ben Roethlisberger run read options. It's never going to happen in real life, so I'm enjoying it in fake life. So they go 3rd and 3. They bring 2 tight ends on the field. Tyler Conklin, they brought Roosevelt next on the field, and they run it. I think Kareem Hunt's going to be a little bit short there, 4th and inches. I think I go for this. I know that the Big 12 went for it, and it was 4th and 3. That's why I wouldn't have gone for it. It's a little bit too much for me to go for. 4th and inches is enough. I think 4th and inches, you go for it, especially with Sam Sloman as your kicker. I would understand it not going for it if Justin Tucker was your kicker, but I feel like you have to go for it with Sam Sloman at kicker. It's going to be a long field goal regardless. I don't know if Sam Sloman can make this. I feel like I would go for it, but I don't know if the Ravens are going to feel the same way. It looks like they're sending on Sam Sloman, but they're not. They're keeping the offense on the field. Let's see. This is a risky biscuit. Again, I would go for this, but I would go under center. Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to pass. He throws it short. It's incomplete. First time they've really targeted Kenny Golladay today, and Xavien Howard was all over him. And that's really a matchup I love kind of watching. Xavien Howard is arguably, I think, probably the second. I think the second best corner in the NFL, behind Jalen Ramsey. But Xavien Howard is a phenomenal corner. And I think Kenny Golladay is a phenomenal receiver too. So it's going to be interesting watching those two get together, the fight between those two. And really, so far, it's been a lot. Those matchups have been won by Xavien Howard. They're really exploiting the Chris Harris Jr., Antonio Brown matchup. I really think I would have run there. I know you've had trouble running, but Kareem Hunt's been able to pick up a yard every time, even if he's not being super productive. He's been able to get something. I haven't seen him go negative yet. Mahomes goes shotgun here. He hands it off on a draw to Mixon. And again, man, the defensive tackles are starting to play well in the middle. And, man, I'm impressed. I've really been impressed so far with how this defense has been. Steven Means gets credit for that tackle. I don't think it was Means. I honestly don't think it was. It was 77. I don't think that's Means. Means, I believe, is 54, but I'm not positive. That's Basham. I don't know. But it's not 77. I know for a fact that he's not 77. So, I don't know. I felt like it was Doug Costin. No, it was not. I don't know who it was then. But maybe Joe Osman. But Mahomes goes shotgun here. I think it's going to be a pass this time. Yeah, so they go. They try to pass it to Tyler Lockett, but Tyler Lockett's been on lockdown tonight. Man, I've really loved watching the number 1 corner versus the number 1 wide receiver in this entire game. You look at Xavien Howard versus Kenny Golladay and Tyler Lockett versus, I believe, Jimmie Ward. And both of them will be locking him down. I think this might be a 5-man rush. I really do believe that. Actually, it's a 3-man rush. They drop everyone else. 5-man. Man, it was an interesting play design. Unfortunately, did not work out. They got it to Mark Andrews, who's really been the only super productive player today. And I think that kind of makes sense because on 3rd downs, they're bringing Khalil Mack on the blitz, which means the linebacker that's going to be covering Mark Andrews in those instances is not going to be the best linebacker. Honestly, the corners are probably the best players on the field, so obviously it goes to reason that the linebackers aren't. The linebackers aren't their best on the field. So obviously targeting the Mark Andrews matchup makes sense. Looks like it might be I think it's going to be a 4-man rush here. They go run with Joe Mixon, who picks up about 8 yards, 7 yards, I guess, on that play. Joe Mixon's been not doing well this quarter, but maybe that can get him going a little bit more. But 64 yards before halftime is insane. It is a lot of yards to have before halftime. Definitely going to get over 100 tonight. This would be a run, now that I look at it. I think they might go away from it because the Mac is stacking the inside. They go actually outside run on this one. Fortunately, 77 is not able to set the edge. And Mixon's off. Ooh, big time play, 24 yards down the sidelines. And again, 15 rushes, 88 yards. He's been killing it today. And unfortunately, this is the downside of going for it on 4th and inches. I think they should have run it, honestly, for the Mac. But if you don't get it, then you give the other team some I don't know, some spirit. I forgot the word So I'm going to go with Spirit. By the way, Means is 92. So I don't know who the heck 77 was, but I know Means didn't make the tackle a couple plays ago. Anyways, I'm still focused on that. Let's try not to. I think Mac's going to bring a little bit of a blitz here. Actually, they drop it out of that. They bring a blitz. See, it's an interesting play design. That's what I really love. If you're watching the game, it looks like they're going to bring 5 up the middle, but they bring their linebackers in. But then they drop them, so you think it's not going to be a blitz. But then they bring the corners, I think, from the outside. Now, it hasn't worked both the times they try it, but I love it. It's an interesting play design. I've loved what the defense has been doing so far. They've been mixing it up, and I mean, why not? You're underdogs in the road. You really have nothing to lose. No one expects you to win this game, so, I mean, would really be a surprise if you did. And you're holding with one of the top teams in the Conference of Champions. You have a team that has a lot of Super Bowl hopes, so Mahomes is shotgun here. He scans the field, fires it short to Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews is able to get that touchdown. And that's the problem with bringing the blitz. The thing is, you're never going to get a passer. I don't know the point of bringing the blitz because, honestly, none of the people are going to get off the blocker. Maybe, I mean, other than Khalil Mack, Max Crosby is the second best pass rusher on the team, which isn't bad. I mean, and at the Raiders, he is the best pass rusher on the team, but Raiders don't have a phenomenally great pass rush. So, 7, it's likely going to be 17. I'm just going to count it. Justin Tucker is not going to miss a field goal, an extra point at that. I mean, I think he's missed one in his entire career, and it was against my Saints, but especially in Madden, I don't think sucky kickers miss the extra point. So, I mean, 34 yards. He just didn't have to run it that much. Joe Mixon was pretty productive on the ground that drive. Big Ben Roethlisberger's got to step it up here. He really does. And now, 3 minutes. I mean, we've all known Big Ben Roethlisberger is one of those players. He's like Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. He's going to find a way probably to score before halftime. But it's interesting, I think, to say the very least, to watch this offense. I mean, the defense has kept them in a lot, but the offense has been productive. Actually, never mind. Except for that first drive, they haven't put anything else on the board, really, because they really went nowhere when that guy almost got the pick 6. So anyways, Justin Tucker does a little sky kick, but it goes really far. I think that's Darius Phillips on the return. He gets it up to about the 23-yard line, and the Mac offense is set to take the field. I really wonder if you do a little bit more intermediate routes. I feel like that plays a little bit into more Corey Davis time. I think Corey Davis plays a little bit more into that. Kenny Golladay and Antonio Brown are both really deep threats. Kyle Conklin would also be a great target here. He'd be a great player to go after if you're the Mac offense. I don't know if the matchup's going to be quite the one you want with the linebacker, but he's been able to do well production-wise. So I feel like that's what you should go with, although Antonio Brown's deep option is never a bad idea. So Big Ben Roethlisberger has time to scan the field, even though the Big 12 bring the blitz. He gets pressure, he throws it. Oh, but it's going to be caught by Corey Davis. Did I call it or what? I said Corey Davis or Mark Andrews are the intermediate targets, and it's really what they are. Kenny Golladay is a deep threat. So is Antonio Brown. Corey Davis is one of that guy that gets in the little holes of the defense. Now, Edelman, if he comes onto the field, would also do the same kind of thing. What a nice catch by Corey Davis, but it was good. Offensive line play. If you go back and watch the offensive line on that play, Arizona challenges. That's not gonna. I think that's a waste of a challenge. I honestly do think that you're gonna end up wasting this challenge. Like, look at this. Corey Davis gets both feet in bounds. I think. Maybe does he? Yeah, no, he has 2 feet in bounds. He has 2 feet in bounds. I think. I think his other foot's touching when he catches it. I think that's a catch by Corey Davis. In such a quick review, I think the referees agree with me. I believe that was a catch. Do you agree, referees? The referees agree. And Arizona's been charged a timeout. So they lost a challenge. Normally, computers don't use more than 1 challenge per game. It really is rare if that happens at all. I don't know if it will, but you lose a timeout at the very least. That kind of sucks if you're a Big 12 fan, but it's just kind of a waste of a challenge if you're Cliff Kingsbury. But, again, it makes sense. Ben Roethlisberger's going to go shotgun here. He receives the snap. He has a good amount of time to scan the field here. He finally gets pressure. He throws it to no one. Oh, no. Brandon Brooks got hurt. Oh, no. That is really bad if you're a Mack fan. He is easily your best offensive lineman. And if you lose Brandon Brooks for the entire game, and it looks like you are with the way that that's going. So, we're going to bring in the backup offensive guard. That's not going to be as good offensively. Although the defensive line for the Big 12 isn't great. If Brandon Brooks doesn't return in this game and you end up winning it, he will be out a certain amount. Now, it could be just for this game, but it depends on the roll of the die. He could be out as many as the entire rest of the way, just another game, or just this game. So it really depends on how I roll the dice, but Ben Roethlisberger has time. He scans the field. He throws it short. Really, a little dump-off pass. It's going to bring a 3rd and 6. Now, you don't want to give Mahomes the ball right before a 77. Dang it. Who are you, 77? You're not? Oh, what a mystery it is. But I think it's Winters who came onto the field. I'm not 100% positive, but I believe Winters is the one that came onto the field to replace Brandon Brooks. 3rd and 6. It's a big-time play. I feel like I go to Conklin here. Conklin's a pretty big target. I feel like I go to Conklin. I trust Conklin. Let's see what they do. Roethlisberger throws it short to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt. Ooh, did he pick up the first down? That's interesting. Did he get there? They call it. They call it a first down. So we're going to be joining him after the 2-minute warning. But big-time catch by Kareem Hunt in the flat. Picking up that first down move. Those chains. 2-minute warning, my friends. Hey, really, Big Ben Roethlisberger, can he drive down this field in 2 minutes? Can he? Can he drive down this field, get a touchdown in 2 minutes? He is at the 50-yard line. He has 3 timeouts. So really, time is not that much of an essence. But, yeah, you really need this touchdown here. I mean, they do get the ball after halftime. But it would be nice for that to take the lead instead of... So he goes quick pass on a slant to Antonio Brown. Fortunately, that's incomplete. Brings up a 2nd and 10. The Big 12 is bringing a pretty nice blitz. I don't think they were expecting it from that left side of the field. I don't know if Big Ben Roethlisberger is not the kind of player that can scramble. At least not anymore. Before, he was like a statue. You could not move him. He was absolutely not going to be taken down on a sack. But later in his career, he seems less strong. I don't know how else to say it. So, Ben Roethlisberger, remember, the Mac has a certain amount of time. Ben Roethlisberger is not going to be their quarterback forever, but he goes shotgun. He gets time to scan the field. He throws it to Kareem Hunt, and that's how you use Kareem Hunt right there. Right there is how... He's only thrown 14 passes this quarter, by the way. I mean, this half. Just the entire half. Like, he's not averaging that many passes a game for the entire game, but that's how you use Kareem Hunt. Ground game's not working. They bring Roosevelt next, I think, onto the field, which is a weird option here. Ben Roethlisberger has time to scan the field. He throws it short again to Kareem Hunt, who picks up about 4 yards before, I would like to say going out of bounds, but the clock's still going, so that's interesting. But it brings up a 2nd and 7, and he's Kareem Hunt has gotten all 3 of his receptions in this quarter. So a minute 13 remaining. I'm interested why they're not using timeouts yet. I guess you have a minute, and that's a long time in football time. Ben Roethlisberger steps back. He throws a pick. Uh-oh. This could be really bad before halftime, and I think it is. I think he's going. I think Chris Harris Jr. is going to... Or is that Xavien Howard? No, that's Sean Elliott. I'm sorry. I got all of them wrong. Sean Elliott with the touchdown. Now, this is the worst scenario if you're the Mac Ravens. You think you're driving down the field. Ben Roethlisberger makes a huge error here, and you're suddenly down by 14 at halftime, and just like that, 14-point swing. You could have been tied at halftime if you drive down the field well, and instead, Big Ben makes a huge mistake here and throws it to Sean Elliott, who ends up getting a pick 6. But good for Deshaun Elliott. What a huge play. What a huge play for Deshaun Elliott. He didn't get chased down. Jerry Hughes is giving him the love, and he deserves it. Absolutely great play by Deshaun Elliott. I'm really impressed with the man. But 57 seconds left. John Harbaugh has to make the decision. He still has all 3 of his timeouts. So you can go down the field, at the very least, get a field goal before halftime, make it an 11-point game. You get the ball after halftime. So you have to make the decision. Actually, it's going to be you're right. It'll be an 11-point game. You have to make the decision. Is it worth risking going down 21? And it's really a big question. Can you trust Big Ben Roethlisberger to not make another huge error? Because, I mean, it would be nice to only be down 11. Because then, if you drive down the field and get a touchdown after halftime, it's only a 4-point game. And then if they get a field goal, it's a 7-point game. So it's a lot nicer if it's only an 11-point game at halftime, in my opinion. But I don't know. That's just me. I feel like I would risk it here. But I believe in risking a lot of things. I believe going for it on 4th down a lot of the time. So Justin Tucker kicks it off. I think this guy's going to take a knee here. Yeah, bring it up to the 25-yard line. And Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to come back out on the field after his... It was a pretty crucial error by Big Ben Roethlisberger. But, I mean, Mahomes has thrown a pick today. It hasn't been the best offensive day for either of these teams. Again, 7 other points for the... Really, 10 of these total points. 3 points for the Ravens and 7 points for the Cardinals can almost entirely be attributed to the defense and how well they've played. And honestly, both these defenses have played so well. So, Big Ben Roethlisberger, do you trust him or just run out the clock with Kareem Hunt? It's a significant question. Well, no. So they do trust him. So Big Ben Roethlisberger is on fire. Oh, that was almost another pick. And I feel like maybe now you might just go running it. I think Big Ben Roethlisberger might be in his own head. And I feel like he just have a better chance coming out of halftime. After I saw that play, I'd be like, no, not again. Please do not throw a pick, Big Ben Roethlisberger. But down by 14 in the second quarter. Let's see if the Mac can actually get something going on the drive. Again, as I said before, 3 points would be absolutely huge for this Mac team. Gives you a little bit of momentum. Again, you haven't done really offensively anything after that first drive. So let's see what the Mac does here. I think they might go run. They do not. The Big 12 brings a 3-man pass rush, which means he has forever, but he is sacked. He's sacked. I believe that was Jerry Hughes off the edge. I could be wrong. It was Emmanuel, but I think it was Jerry Hughes. Brings up a 3rd and 15 scenario. And, why'd you call a timeout, Ravens? That wasn't smart. If you get tackled in bounds, or let's say you do an incomplete pass, but even if you get tackled in bounds, which looks like they're just going to run it here, if they bring 2 tight ends in Roosevelt Nix onto the field, they do run it, and he's tackled for a loss. Cardinals can just take a timeout, which is what they do. They have 1 timeout remaining, but they have 44 seconds left, and you're pointing from your 16-yard line. And Sam Cox's a decent punter, but you're putting yourself in a situation where Arizona can go up by 17 at halftime. And it wasn't smart. Why would you call the timeout on 2nd and down after you got sacked? So, Cox kicks it off. Going to put the Cardinals at about the 40-yard line. And remember, Justin Tucker's arguably the best kicker in the game. So, don't have to get much if you're the Cardinals to get this within Justin Tucker field goal range. And being up 17 before halftime would be pretty crucial. That way, even if the Mac comes out after halftime and it's really good and it's just driving down the football field, they get a touchdown, it's still a 10-point game. So, I mean, I think a field goal does a decent amount. It makes it a 3-possession game at halftime instead of a 2-possession game, which I believe is huge. So let's see what Cliff Kingsbury and Mahomes have drawn up here. Mahomes takes the snap and shotgun. The Mac bring a 4-man rush. Mahomes sprints out. He throws it on the run. He finds Tyler Lockett downfield. And that's an if you're the Mac. It's a good thing if you're a Big 12 fan. But the game is slowly slipping out of reach if you are the Mac. First catch by Tyler Lockett, by the way. That just shows you how much the Mac has locked down Tyler Lockett. He really kind of killed the FCS Division II, Division III team. So Mahomes is able to find him. It was a nice throw and everything. But I kind of wanted a sack. I kind of enjoy sacks. We have only had, 1 sack all game long. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's good. Actually, 2 sacks, because Khalil Mack has 1. So Mahomes takes the snap and shotgun. He has time to scan the field. He throws it short, intermediate little route, and it looks like a timeout's going to be called for the Cards. Let's see what the offensive plan is here, because you could just kick the field goal now. I think that's what they're probably going to do at 2nd and 1 with only 4 seconds left. So Justin Tucker's likely going to make this. So this kind of really sucks if you're the Mac, and it really turns out that not taking that timeout, taking the timeout really hurt you, but it looks like the defense is still on the field for the Mac, but it looks like the special teams is out for the Cardinals, so they kick it. It's up. It's good. And that's the end of the episode, folks. Hey, everybody, this is GGB and co-host Pepper saying adios, amigos.